Hey folks, it's episode 44 of my Blind Endgame series. There are a lot of goals that I'm working on in general. I'm not interested in maxing, but I do want to take as many skills up to their highest functional level as possible. So in this episode, we're going to work a bit on agility and crafting. I'm also hunting for Slayer tasks that have important drops for the account. Demonic Gorillas for Zenites, which I'm super dry on, and the Dragon Warhammer from Lizardman Shamans. I have a priorities spreadsheet that I show off later in this episode, and you also saw me show off a couple episodes ago, where I calculate what I should be focusing on based on how important the upgrade is, how big the hassle is, and how much time is expected for the grind to complete. This was all recorded between September 17th and September 26th of 2020, so quite a long time ago. It represents about 45 raw recorded hours of playtime, and the usual disclaimers here, I did record every second of gameplay with the intent of fast-forwarding the boring parts, and I decided to stop fast-forwarding and instead just clip out the boring parts. The microphone is a bit echoey and I have way too many RuneLite plugins running, so it looks a little bit ugly. But let's go ahead and get to the playthrough. Hey there, I'm back. I'm not feeling Jad at the moment, so I'm going to do a little bit more agility. Heading back to the Arty rooftop. I love how this Hydra task was 27% of a level at 96 Slayer. That's insane. Alright, I just got Arduin rooftop lap count 200 for when they announced lap counts. I think it was just like last week or something. I think I'm going to try to do 50 laps at a time. That represents about an hour of effort at a time. I need to break it up because I'm not going to be getting levels anytime soon. I've got to prep for streams soon, so I'm going to go ahead and make some more stamina potions with some of these Marks of Grace, and then we'll hopefully be able to do Jad tomorrow. I feel like 400 stamina potions is going to last me a really long time. That might be more potions than I made originally, just because you get so many Marks of Grace on the Arty rooftop course with the Elite Diary complete. It's like one every 3 laps or something ridiculous. I can do Lizardman Shaman standing on my head, but I can only withstand Demonic Gorillas for so long, so depending on which one we get first will impact how much I focus on Slayer. Hey, you may have just seen me do another 50 agility laps. I'm going to probably do another 50-ish here. Got some work to do this morning. I ended up doing quite a bit more agility than I was planning to do. Extra 13 laps or so. I'll just bank it next time I come back to do it. Let's go do Jad number 7, I think it is. Range 97 on Jad. A little stressful. Jad complete. That was kill number 7. Let's see what's next. There's a Black Demon's task. Alright. I'm not excited about Demonic Gorillas. I'm super dry still on them. Oh yeah, we have over 1,000 kills. At this point I should have 3 Zenith shards. I only have 1. Maybe, hey, this will be the task. Now let's fight some Demonic Gorillas. First time ever getting a Dragon Med Helm from a Demonic Gorilla. What's the drop rate on that? Am I about to be extremely sad when I look it up? I know complaining about getting a different roll on the drop table is pointless, but a Dragon Med Helm is a 1 in 12,800 drop from Demonic Gorillas, it turns out. Jesus Christ. Agility 86, which is a completely inconsequential level. The next one that's going to matter, I think, is 90. Oh, no, 88, I guess we get the pipe shortcut for Hydra. I'm going to go ahead and finish these last few laps to get to 400, and then I'm going to take a break to prep for stream. Back with probably more Demonic Gorillas tomorrow. Did another Demonic Gorillas run mixed up with some more agility runs.
I do have to do some agility this morning, so I have some video editing that I need to do, and it's the closest thing to something AFK that I have to work on right now. However, I really need to like break up my demonic gorillas runs to make them more tolerable. So I'm going to do one run on demonic gorillas and then come back to the arty course. I'm going to log out here for a little bit. I think my cat might be sick. I'll be back. Hey, I'm back. Ben got pretty sick, threw up, but I took back to demonic gorillas, which is worse than cleaning up cat puke. Alright, I'm out of supplies for this trip. I'm curious how dry I am. So, 115 minus 300, 815. 1 in 300 is a 0.0033. Chance of getting exactly 0 drops. Chance to get 0 is 6.58%. So it's like rolling a 1 on a d20. Well, we'll be back. There's still 66 more to kill. Doing about 37 kills per trip, which is pretty good. So you're going to start putting lamps and stuff on agility now, because it's such a slow XP rate skill that I want to level up. So I would totally do the Solid Sepulchre, because it's much more interesting content, but it just bums me out so much that you can only get the Ring of Endurance on the 92 plus floors. Or like, even if it was an astronomically low chance of getting it on a lower floor, I would probably do it, which is all that effort doesn't seem worth it if it's just random drops that I don't care about, right? Supplies, that kind of thing. But this is still really slow. Like, it's like 7 hours per level, and there's no payoff for leveling up. Around 4,000 total laps to get to my end goal, which is 92 agility to try to get the Ring of Endurance. That is a lot. Means I've done a little bit more than 10%. I guess I could start doing 40 laps at a time and say that's 1% of the way. I'll stick with 50. So I'm basically out of summer pies, unfortunately. I think I have enough watermelons in the bank. I shouldn't have been using it for super compost. I was like, I feel like I got these watermelons for a reason. I don't remember why. It's because of summer pies. I don't have strawberries, though. I'm going to have to start specifically planting them. But I might try to do a strawberry run or two. Okay, I'm going to go on a farming run to harvest the rest of my snape grass and plant a ton of strawberry. I already have 97 strawberries, so I'll use those to make some pies after I do this. Alright, I'm still over here working on making these 400 summer pies for agility training. I always forget how much work making pies actually is. Like, you gotta fill the jugs with water, and you have to make the dough, and you have to put the dough in the pie shells. I'm out of strawberries, so I'm gonna go harvest those really quick. At least until I get enough that I need. So I need, how many? Let's see. 312. It's been a time lately. I haven't had a lot of time to play the game, but I'm going to try to finish these summer pies. I didn't actually get around to demonic gorillas yesterday, so I'd like to get around to demonic gorillas at some point. We'll see what we're doing next. Alright, finally made all the pies. I mean, just putting in the watermelons and the cooking apples took like 30 minutes. It's really easy to be like, I'm going to make 400 summer pies and not realize that you're committing to a couple hours of work. Trying to decide if we want to go do demonic gorillas now. I'm just accepting that I'm never going to get a drop, right? If I thought it was likely that I would get a single drop in 40 kills, I would hop over there right now, but we're so dry right now. I'll do a few laps of agility, and then maybe if we've got time still, I'll go do demonic gorillas. Alright, I'm up to 701 laps, so just finishing off that summer pie. I'm going to step away, and I'll be back. See ya. Well, I was trying to eke out one extra kill, and thinking maybe this will be the drop, 1150, and I had 24 hit points left, and I got a hit for 24, which I think is pretty high roll for them. And it's going to cost me like 400k, which is about as much gold as I got from being there in the first place. So it's not the end of the world. It just sucks really bad. It's okay. I only have enough kills left that the next time I go to fight them, I should be able to just finish the task on my next trip. Yep, 421k. Oof. I probably started fighting these things with fewer switches. I don't think it's really getting me that much value given the risk. I'm going to start trying to throw seaweed runs in here and there because I'm going to need to do crafting leveling soon. I'm going to need to do it as soon as I get one of these stupid Zenites to drop. Alright, so I've been doing agility, but I'm going to do some crafting early. Maybe I can start making some progress on it before I get dropped finally. I get to use that smoke battle staff for this, huh? Yeah, nice. And there's 98 magic. 1 to go. 1.22 million to go. I was hoping I was going to get 99 magic while I was working on Slayer, but I don't think I'm going to do a barrage task ever again. If I need to knock out 99, I'll just go to Monkey Madness Caverns or something. Alright, so I have enough molten glass in my bank to be able to get to a high enough crafting level to be able to make a Necklace of Anguish once we get a Zenite drop. It's getting close to stream start time, so I'm probably going to work on that tomorrow. I'm going to try to boost most of the way there so that I can make light orbs with the glass, since it's worth quite a bit more XP. At some point in the middle of boosting, I might run out of mushroom pies, in which case I'm going to have to go... Well, let's see, do I have any? I still have 18 caps in my bank. Okay. That might last me long enough to do all of these. I'd have to double check on the timing. But I do want to get my woodcutting up a couple levels so that we can get within Dragon X boosting range of doing a Master Clue step on the redwoods. So it's possible I'll have to get more mushrooms. If we can avoid going for more mushrooms, that would be great. I'm going to be able to get away with using the cooking cape, so these should all turn into pies, which will be helpful. I got a lot of work I got to do today. I'm almost done with my demonic gorillas task, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go plant some seaweed, and I'm going to go do demonic gorillas, and then for the rest of the day I'm going to level crafting. I'm going to try to get like one more kill off task just for fun, because, you know, why not? It'd be funny if there's like a drop chance reduction if you're doing this on task. I think I am going to go ahead. If I get to 1,500 kills, which is 300 over the number I would need to get 4 Zenites, I'll just go ahead and allow myself to buy them, although it would still be really expensive to do that. We're almost at 1,200. I should have 4. I should be done, but I only have 1. Alright, I'm going to try to fish for another useful Slayer task, and I'm not going to do it. I just want to know what it is so I can plan around it. And then we're going to go do lots of crafting so I can get all my work done today. Here's a Lizardman task. That'll do. Alright, I'm going to go get some seaweed, and then we'll start crafting. I've got the max prayer bonus available to me, which is 58. Try to make preserve last as long as possible so I can make light orbs instead of lanterns. I'm going to do this attentively until I get to 86, because I'm pretty close to 86. I'm going to try to do it as AFK as possible, but the goal here is to just try to conserve food buffs as much as I can. 77 minutes, I love it. Oop, looks like I auto-dismissed that as holding down the spacebar. Crafting 86. I have to make more mushroom pies here soon. Alright, I gotta go make more mushroom pies. Let me look into it really quick. Alright, finished making all 18 mushroom pies, which I think will last me all the way to 87. I want to save a couple of them just in case I get crafting high enough that I can manipulate my boosting a little bit. Man, I have managed to get a ton of work done over here. Been at this crafting thing for a long time. I'm a little nervous that I'm going to run out of pies before I finish hitting 87. I want to have at least a pie or 2 left over in case I happen to get my
crafting level high enough to not need the spicy stew boost for some of the Zenyte jewelry. I mean, worst case, I do want to level up wood cutting a little bit further and get 2 more levels so that we can boost more easily for Master Clue Step to cut redwoods. But if I can avoid having to go do wood cutting, that would be nice. So once I hit 87, it basically doesn't matter anymore. At some point in here, now that I'm mostly done with my work, I might transition to leather crafting, that kind of a thing, just to try to conserve some of these pies and get some of those done sooner rather than later. Once this current pie runs out, I'm going to look at the banked XP plugin and figure out how close I am to 87 just with the leather that I have in the bank. Alright, looks like if I do all of my banked leather, it doesn't quite get me to 87, but it gets me pretty close. And I might be able to finish up 87 through something else. Hold on to some of my pies here. So I'm going to try to do that. I gotta tan all of it first, which is going to be kind of a pain in the ass. Get started on that. Alright, all of my pies have been tanned. I'm going to clear out some of the ones that I have space to clear out right now. Or that I have time to clear out, I should say. I've got space for all of them. Alright, I have finished up here. I'm going to go ahead and alch the pants that I've made. So get them out of my bank. We should do an alching stretch later for all these dragonhide bodies and plate bodies and all that. But it's not a high priority for me at the moment. We'll go back to agility at some point. That's the reason we got these 400 some summer pies, but I think crafting is actually pretty urgent in case I actually get one of these Zenyte drops. My long-term plan for Slayer is to just keep doing Slayer with Duradel until I get the Zenytes that I need, or until I get to 1500 black demons or 1500 demonic gorillas killed and just say fuck it and buy the Zenytes. Along the way, I hope to get enough Jad tasks to get to 10 Jad KC. I need 3 more that'll get us on the leaderboard for Jad. Otherwise, I'll just go do it without a Slayer task. It's not that big of a deal. We're getting really close to the end here. A big item that I desperately need right now is the Dragon Warhammer that will let me solo Chambers of Xeric. I got super ready to do Chambers of Xeric in a group like every day right around the time that most of the people I was running talks with burned out on the game. So they might come back at some point and I'll get back into doing group cox, but right now I'd like to just be self-sufficient and be able to run it solo, even if it's taking me 45 minutes or an hour per run, so I don't have to guilt other people in playing. Alright, I'll see you later. See how this goes tomorrow. Maybe we'll look out and get the Dragon Warhammer finally. Bye. 87 crafting. Well, I seem to be having a Comcast outage. Frustratingly, an inventory away from 88 crafting, and I just got a new router today. So it probably wasn't the router. 88 crafting. I'm gonna finish up the molten glass that I have in my bank, which isn't very much. This will let me make a Necklace of Anguish whenever we get a stupid Zenyte to drop with a +4 boost instead of needing to use a spicy stew, so that's nice. Long-term goal is 93 crafting, which is 5 levels away. Oof. Alright, that was 50 agility lap trip, 750. Probably good for me for now. I guess I'm going to run out this summer pie really quick. Then we'll go to Lizardman. I'll probably be back here soon. Hard clue caskets. Navy Cavalier. It's new. Go bank that, and then it's agility time. 87 agility. Keep going. I'm gonna go try to continue the Lizardman Shaman task. Probably gonna go ahead and trade in these Marks of Grace for Amylase crystals at some point too. Holy shit, Dragon Warhammer. Oh my god, it dropped. Holy crap. It's not highlighted. I just saw, holy shit. Oh, I'm so happy.
Oh, they had to do the one task. Oh man, this changes everything. I was like, oh, something orange dropped. It must be like a torsal seed or something. Oh, that's so exciting. I can solo Cox now. Oh man, what a morning. I kind of want to skip the rest of this task because I don't care. I just want the one Warhammer. I can block Shamans now. I don't have to do Lizardmen ever again. Pretty lucky on kill count. Let me finish this last one here and then I'm gonna get out of here. I guess I can't complain about being dry on Demonic Gorillas because I did not go dry on Lizardmen Shamans. I did not go dry on the... Sorry, I'm overwhelmed. I'm surprised that happened. I didn't go dry on the Hydra Claw. I actually got super spoon-fed on the Hydra Claw. It was like 16 KC. Did not go dry on Black Tourmaline Core, which isn't even that important of an item. Basically all the items that are like a 1 in 1,000 drop. The worst I've been dry on, to be honest, Ziliana drops. But even that's not that big of a deal. I think it's the soldiers that tell me. How many Lizardmen have I killed? So 2368. Yeah, I'm done. I don't want to fight these anymore. I don't even care about finishing this task. I'm just gonna go block it. That was the number one. That was the highest priority item on my tracker spreadsheet here. Hold on. Endgame tasks. Dragon Warhammer. I can mark it complete. Priority 1. Next up is like Zenites and stuff. But okay, so I'm looking at my priority sheet here. Maybe I can pull it up on stream here in a second. Let me just cancel this task and see what's next first. Reptile got ripped. Really disable it. Yes. Hey, Black Demons. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to do that right now. I might find something else to do now that I finally got this drop. All right, here's the sheet. Endgame tasks. So I set this up right after we got the Diary Cape. I've done a pretty good job of doing everything that's at the top of the priority list. We've got the Dragon Warhammer, Ranger Boots, Elite Void, Infinity Boots, Holy Sandals, Smoke Battle Staff, Dragon Hunter Lance, Tormented, well, not Tormented Bracelet, Black Tourmaline Core. So I can remove all of those. Guthans I've probably over-prioritized. I can probably turn that down a little bit. It's more of a 2, maybe. Tormented Bracelet would be nice, but it's not strictly necessary. Necklace of Anguish would be nice, but isn't strictly necessary. These are all smaller upgrades. Serpentine Helm is kind of a utility thing. Would be potentially nice for like Vorkath. Dragonbone Necklace is just nice. Mud Battle Staff is nice. Abyssal Dagger is nice. Saradomin Godsword I do pretty much need for Inferno, so I should try to do that soonish. Armadale Crossbow I also pretty much need for Inferno. Now, I mentioned earlier that I have in fact unlocked the Twisted Bow because it dropped for us at like AC3 for Miss Clover. I can't afford to buy it though. It's like the billion gold. So I need to decide whether I'm going to try to just solo Cox for a while to see if I just happen to get lucky and get it. Master Wand wouldn't matter until I get Kodai Insignia to drop anyway. Ferocious Gloves are nice to have, but not mandatory. The wards aren't really necessary. The Amulet of Torture is nice to have. Brimstone Ring would be nice for Cox so that we don't have to bring multiple rings. But again, not strictly necessary. And the rest of it's utility. So I have all of the absolutely mandatory stuff except for the Sarah Godsword and the Armadale Crossbow. At some point I might try to do a couple solo Ziliana kills to see how it goes. It might end up making more sense to do Ziliana as a group again. But this is pretty exciting. That was the most important item to get there, and it finally dropped. Here's the current skill estimate. 49 hours to finish agility, 47 hours for crafting, but this is less important than the tasks list. All right. Man, I am so spoon-fed when it comes to the most important drops you could go dry on. Hopefully I don't pay for it with Cox drops, right? So that would be hell. Hey, so I'm currently watching a solo raids guide that's almost 3 hours long. I will probably not get to attempt a solo raid today. I'm just going to watch this guide and do agility and eat some lunch. A good chance I will do it tomorrow. Give it an attempt at least, now that I have the Dragon Warhammer. I'm up to 300 Marks of Grace. I'm going to go turn these in for Amylase Crystals, make the Stamina Potions. Like I said, tomorrow I'm probably going to go ahead and try a solo raid. I watched most of the video, took some notes, checking it in with Trox since he's pretty familiar with solo raids. See what he says.
Can't believe it, but I actually ended up getting enough amylase crystals to turn all of my super energies into staminas. Now I do have 2,144 Aventos, so I'll be able to get more super energies later. That's still pretty crazy. I have close to 1,000 staminas in the bank. And that's enough that I can basically use staminas like crazy and not ever worry about running out of them. So that's cool. Thank you, Arduin Elite Diary, for the extra marks on the Arduin course. Alright, I think this is my setup over here on the right. I'll check in with Trock on this and see if this looks good.
Hey, good morning. I'm going to go do my first ever solo Cox attempt. If it turns out like regular Cox, I'm probably not going to be able to talk during it, so I guess I'll say on my way in that I plan to just die to Ulm many times, just so I can practice the timing of things. So I don't expect to come out of this raid with any points, but maybe I can actually learn how to do it. My understanding is that mutadials are not very good for solo, so I'm going to try to specifically not do that. That would have been a good level otherwise. Okay, finally got a raid that works. Shaman, Thieving, Mystics, Guardians, Crabs. Let's give it a try. Well, I already died trying to safe spot this guy. That's okay, we're here to learn. I had no points yet, so I don't think it basically matters on the first room. It might be easier for me to just fight these guys straight instead of trying to safe spot them, right? I can safe spot this guy, that's cool. Let me start marking tiles then. I don't really care about speed at the moment, you know. I can't lure this guy further to the left the way he's standing right now. Okay. Probably is faster to just fight him straight next time, but... Oh wow, stuff stays on the ground for way less time in solo. Alright, I did a bunch of early prep just so that I don't have to stress out about supplies in here, and now I'm going to try to practice safe spotting the skeletal mystics. First time doing this. Alright, I need my Sav Amulet. I was forgetting something. Probably don't need to safe spot them here. Alright, because I've already learned... already made a shitload of supplies, but it's good for me to learn how to do it. I guess this technically will do. Probably just need to like find still images of the safe spot locations. Maybe I can just wait to learn to safe spot them until I feel comfortable enough that I'm like speedrunning this and not just making a million supplies at the first opportunity, because that's what I'm currently doing. I just have Guardians and Crabs left. So Guardians I think is the same as in a group. Crabs I'm going to want to practice because I have to do that solo. I'm not even bringing me staminas, that might be a problem. Let's see. One of the things I saw in the guide is you should take a single step forward after running your 4 tiles away. Basically, you only spend run energy when you move 2 tiles, otherwise it makes you walk. Alright, Crabs time. Let's see how this goes. Okay, I have to wield the Dragon Warhammer, so I don't need a regular... This is part of the reason why it was really important for me to bring a Dragon Warhammer. Okay, so I gotta think about this. If I understood correctly, there should be a way for me to line all of this up so that I only ever have to move a single crab. So I think we want to line it up so that all of the puzzle solutions are along one horizontal line. Alright, I was able to do the crabs. It wasn't super efficient, but I did it. Probably practice it more. It's actually a lot easier as solo when you don't have to worry about what other players are doing. Smashing them is pretty easy. Alright, I think I have enough banked potions to just go ahead and give it a try. The recommended thing to do is to go in and suicide a bunch of supplies into Ulm's room just to minimize points loss. I feel like that's not particularly necessary because I'm going to die a million times and I'm going to get out of here with 0 points, but I actually need to quickly look up the recommended Ulm gear for solo, so I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, supplies have been suicided. I'm going to attempt them for real now. Now, if I understand this correctly, I don't think I have to open by DWHing the melee hand, because I'm not going to be touching the melee hand for the first part of the fight, so I'm just going to go in ready with Mage. I think I've got everything ready for that. Alright, I'm going to give this a try. I think I understand the basic premise, but actually doing it's going to be a different story. Oh, I forgot to bring stamina potions. Well, I'm already dead because of that. Got to figure out how many I should be bringing into here, right? I'm going to drop the supplies here because I think I got to do this with stamina pots. But I also think I have a slightly better handle on the idea. Getting started seems to be the most annoying part of it, to be honest. So I need 2 stamina potions for sure. I think acid was the worst possible phase for me to start with for learning. I went through phase 1. I'm not doing any skipping though. I fucked up and risked doing less damage to the mage hand and it respawned, so that kind of sucks a little bit. Hey, I made it to the final phase. It's pretty exciting. I don't know if I have enough supplies to win, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna die here. I gotta go farm a little bit more supplies. And I think I can sneak in and beat him. It's only gonna be a 1% chance for a unique versus a 1.5%, but I wasn't coming in here expecting to have any points on my way out. I think maybe a crossbow's better at the start. I don't know. KC24. First ever solo. That was pretty neat. Fortunate that I did die when I did, because I probably could have made it if I had a few more supplies on the ground. If I had brought some more in my last run and pre-prepped some more, so this will help me understand how many I need to bring in the future. Yeah, because I only ended up using a couple more brews after I got in here. Just needed to reset, basically. 50 sapphires, 4788 pure essence. What a run. Now that I know that it's doable, that changes the formula a little bit. An hour-and-a-half run is not great? Oh, I thought it would give you like an indicator of your current record, but it didn't give me one. No, so what I should probably do is I should probably do some more solos where I just play like a group run and take a lot of damage and have to heal a lot until I get comfortable with attempting to do skipping, because I still don't really have a great grasp on how that's supposed to work. Hey, I'm back. I don't have a ton of time here, so I'm just going to do agility training. I need to do something AFK while I work on editing the next video. So that's what we're doing. Agility 88. Can now use the Hydra shortcut. That's pretty cool.
Okay, and that is a wrap for that episode. So lots of skill grinding there, mostly AFK, mostly would have been fast forwarded, so not as long as some of the more recent videos where I had more to say. But still, getting the Dragon Warhammer is absolutely insanely massive for this account. It unlocks so much content, it's going to make Corp Beast possible fairly soon. As for when the next episode is going to publish, it's going to depend. This is the last of 7 blind series videos that I edited in advance to prepare for some time off from RuneScape. Between the time I actually set this video to render and when it gets published onto YouTube, I will have already done my blind RuneScape 3 stream, and I have no idea how that's going to go. If it goes really, really well and I'm really interested in continuing my blind playthrough of RS3, I'm likely going to try to find AFK content in that game that I can use to edit more of these videos. If it goes really poorly and I bounce off RS3 hard, I'll likely just pick up my main account again. But it's going to be tough for me to work up the motivation to continue on my main account until all of these backlogged videos get published. So next week, of course, Bonfire Man episode 51 is going to go out. And then I'm going to try to keep releasing some kind of RuneScape-related video every week after that. The next episode of this series, episode 45, is going to have a lot of skilling in it. And during that episode, unrelated to me, Miss Clover is going to get another Twisted Bow with a different group. And since I have the Twisted Bow unlocked in the account, I just can't afford it. Clover's going to loan the bow to me for a little bit to do some content with it. So I guess I'll leave it to you to guess what content I would use that on. So I'll see you all next week for a new Bonfire Man video, and then sometime in the next month or so for the next video from this blind series. Thanks for watching. See you next time.